Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I do apologize. This is a little bit of a different format than what we're accustomed to. My hair is all fucked up right now, and I just got home from my day job. This is going to be more of a stream of consciousness style video. There's no scripting or not even any bullet points for me to go over, but I had announced earlier via text onto my YouTube feed earlier today that I would be coming home and making a video about this, kind of so everyone can know what's been going on, and so we can make sure that the facts are related appropriately, because even still right now there is a lot of misinformation flooding around. So what has happened was earlier today there was a shooting incident at YouTube HQ, and I know that normally I don't cover these sort of things. I definitely haven't covered any of these school shootings or anything like that, but the only time I tend to deviate from gaming content is when it's something that affects my channel directly, or if it affects YouTube channels that I know, or if it affects the platform itself. And this is very platform oriented or very platform related. So what happened was earlier today there was a shooter that started shooting at YouTube HQ. And what we know is that was a female shooter in her 30s who did end up taking her own life with a handgun. Local police, San Bruno Police Department, FBI, and ATF all responded within 2 minutes. SWAT team went in. They were the ones that I believe discovered the body of the shooter. They made sure everyone got out safe, and they made sure that the injured got to the hospital. There's been a lot of conflicting reports as well in regards to how many were injured, if anyone died. To date, to this moment, as of right now, no one has died except for the shooter who took her own life. There were 3 people who suffered gunshot wounds. The 4th injured, turns out, was someone who sprained their ankle running away. So thankfully, that's nothing really of note there. But there were 3 people injured. There was 2 women and a man. And right now, there was a 36-year-old male. He is in critical condition. And critical condition means that there is a potential that he could still die. His gunshot wounds were severe enough that he may not survive. There is that potential. There is also a 32-year-old woman in serious condition and a 27-year-old woman in fair condition. Now, there have been reports that, again, are misconstrued a little bit. People have been saying that this was domestic related, that it was a woman and her boyfriend, and the 36-year-old was the boyfriend. There's nothing to confirm that. That is actually coming from the police chief of the San Bruno Police Department, stating that, let's see, let me find it here. We know very little. Right now we probably won't know more until the morning. The shooter is believed to have known at least one of the victims, 2 law enforcement officers told CNN, and the shooter's motive was unclear. The chief said he doesn't know whether the shooting was a domestic violence incident or not. And so a lot of people have been misconstruing that and stating, it was a domestic violence incident. Right now, we don't know. We don't know. We won't know more until tomorrow. But this is, thankfully, I can't believe I have to say, thankfully, only one person died, and that one person was the shooter herself. This is, of course, not a pleasant situation at all. And, a lot of people have been, doing the whole, prayers, thoughts and prayers, hearts and minds, and all this other stuff, all the usual things. And I've been tweeting out information that I've been gathering directly from news sources all day long to try and help keep facts straight, to try and keep people updated. So I thought I would record a video real quick. Of course, this is going to be unmonetized. I wouldn't even dream of monetizing this. But it's one of those things where there's going to be a lot of vitriol flying around, and there are going to be a lot of people saying some pretty heinous things. There's going to be some people who of course are going to use this as a platform to either promote gun bans and tighter gun legislation, and politicians are already jumped on that bandwagon. And there's also going to be the other side of the political spectrum of them saying, it's a gun-free zone, so if it wasn't, then a good guy with a gun could have stopped her. there's going to be that shit coming from both sides. And frankly, I want no part of it. I really don't. And there's also going to be some people that I can honestly tell you right now that if you are one of those people, you can fuck right off, is those people that say that YouTube had it coming. Yeah, if you say that, you're a terrible person. Shame on you. I'm not even going to dance around the subject. If I offend someone by saying that, so be it. That is a terrible thing to think. It is an even more terrible thing to say. And I even had one person that follows me on Twitter saying that they were ambivalent. They weren't sure how to feel about this. And I was like, are you insane? Are you honestly fucking kidding me right now? Because, okay, I can understand being angry with YouTube over demonetizations and the lack of alerts and the suppression of visibility. My channel has been greatly affected by that over the course of the past month and a half. However, even with that, never something that is worth violence, never something that is worth risking a person's life or being willing to take a person's life or being willing to physically harm another human being over it. No, because at the end of the day, it's just some fucking money, I mean, look at me. I have a day job. It pays me pretty decent, and then I have YouTube where I make ad revenue and Patreon and PayPal and all that. And, I get some revenue from streams when I actually do stream, it's been a long time since I even did that. I'm fine. I am perfectly fine. I'm not going to lose my mind over losing ad revenue. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's angering. Yes, it's irritating. And I can understand that a lot of people will get angry and frustrated by proxy for their, if they're fans of a channel. But that is never an excuse for violence. That is never an excuse for wishing violence on anyone else. Just no. And I wanted to script out a big, long speech for all of this, but I decided that with something like this, it's probably more appropriate if you can see my face and look into my eyes, so you can honestly tell and gauge how I personally feel about this with no filter. Because I do not agree at all with anyone who would make any kind of assertion that anyone at YouTube deserves this. No, absolutely not. No one deserves this. That woman who took her own life, we don't even know the circumstances there. It's entirely possible not even she deserved this. And a lot of people are going to disagree with that. A lot of people are going to call her a coward for going and attacking people and taking their own life. You don't understand what's going on in a person's life. A lot of this is just knee-jerk reactions and responses, some of it born out of frustration, some of it born out of a little fear, some of it born out of anger that someone would be willing to do such things, especially on the back of how many school shootings have we had over the past couple of years? Way too many. And what we're getting in response to that is more bickering and more political infighting and security theater with fucking see-through backpacks and all sorts of other garbage. It's all nonsense. It's all stupid. It's all fucking pointless. The fact of the matter is it's, I don't even know. I don't even want to go down this rabbit trail because that's delving deeply into the realm of politics. And I am very much divided on this. Now, I grew up in, small podunk, North Idaho. I grew up in a cop family. I was born and raised in a family that has a great many guns. And yes, some of them are assault rifles. Some of them are AR-15s, Mini 14s, 308s, 30-06s, guns that are extremely powerful. Guns that can instantly snuff out a life at an extremely long range. But I was raised in a family of intelligent people. Of people that learned how to treat guns as the very clear and real responsibility that they are. But that's one family. And anything I have in regards to that entire topic is completely anecdotal. because my experiences are not going to be anyone else's experiences or very few people's experiences. So I honestly can't say to the fact of whether we need tighter gun control or not, because there are a lot of arguments floating out there that make a lot of sense on both sides. Some of them saying, yeah, people with, concealed carry people have stopped shooters in the past. They have. That is a fact that you can go out and Google right now and find examples of it. You can also find examples of people using handguns or assault weapons to start shooting up crowds. You can definitely make an argument that the First Amendment, or Second Amendment, sorry. I'm getting all caught up in my brain. The Second Amendment doesn't apply necessarily to the current day and age. It never foresaw the possibilities, and it is, as it's written, being abused. There is a case that could be made for that as well. There is also a case that could be made against it. See, every argument you could think of when it comes to guns and gun control and all of that nonsense, that's why it has been a continued debate, is because there is no clear right answer. We've seen demonstrably proven in other countries that, yeah, they may not have access to guns. There are mass stabbings. There are acid attacks, vehicular attacks. The fact of the matter is, a crazy person goes out and wants to kill someone, they will find a way to kill someone. Whether it be with a gun. If they can get a hold of a gun, they'll use a gun. If they can get a hold of a knife, they'll use a knife. If they have to use a vehicle, they'll use a fucking vehicle. They'll find a way. They will. Makeshift bombs, whatever, what have you. They'll do it because they're fucking crazy. That is the problem. It is the majority of it is a lack of education and a lack of mental health. I don't know. We have freer gun laws than, from what I understand, most of, if not any other country on the planet. Maybe there should be some mental health regulations that go along with that. I don't know. Obviously, it's demonstrably proven that things are not getting any better. If not, people are getting fucking crazier as years go by. And this is, by all accounts, when it comes to a shooting incident, very minor. Very minor from so many others that happen in the country. The only reason why this is getting so much play, the only reason why this is even on my channel, is because this happened to take place at YouTube HQ. But, I will sit here and I'll expound upon it. I'll talk about it. And a lot of people, I'm going to cause a lot of arguments by everything that I've said in this video, but I'm sure as fuck not going to monetize it. I'm not going to profit on it in any way, but I still feel like it needs to be said. Even if this is a very minor issue, even if this is only getting visibility because this is YouTube HQ, this sort of thing does need a larger discussion. It doesn't need what it's getting. It really doesn't. Right now, all we have is bickering and infighting and people shouting at each other and people trying to shout each other down. Instead, what you should be having is an honest, open discussion. Let's take a look at the facts. Let's analyze things and come up with a proper solution. Not just saying, my side's right and you're wrong. No, fuck you, fuck that. And anyone who's refusing to listen to the other side, if anyone's refusing to consider that they might not be entirely accurate, then you are part of the problem. Now, I've had a lot of people, even in my Discord, saying that, oh, it's US. They brought it on themselves. That's how the rest of the world looks at us and sees it. They see that there is a problem here, whether it be a gun problem or a mental health problem or something. There is a problem here. The rest of the world sees it. Lots of other people see it. The problem is, it seems like nobody's doing anything appropriate to take action. All everyone's doing is what I'm doing right now. They're just sitting there shouting out into the ether, hoping that someone will listen to them. And that is so stupid. It's so pointless. I'll figure out some way to promote some form of change. because I am a firm believer of being the change you wish to see in the world. And that's why I started my YouTube channel to begin with. I saw things and felt that I had a voice, that I could contribute things, that I could make things different, that I could make things better. And over the course of the past year and a half, I've been able to accomplish a fair amount. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to everyone watching my videos. And thanks to everyone who's supported me along the way. But this sort of thing, it's not going to go away as long as we maintain the status quo. And it's not going to go away if we just get rid of all the guns either. Neither method is an appropriate action right now. But there's got to be something. But right now it hasn't been presented. So I don't know. There will be a better decision made at some point, whether it be in a few months or years down the road. It'll probably be someone much smarter than me that presents it, because I don't see a clear path forward. And I know a lot of people will see their own clear path forward. But a lot of it, again, is based on anecdotal evidence and doesn't necessarily reflect the overarching picture. So I would ask everyone to please make sure you're not spreading around inaccurate facts. Just like I was stating and several other larger YouTubers were stating on Twitter, make sure you're not spreading around inaccurate information, because all that does is it just causes more stress and strife and conflagrates the issue, and it makes everything more difficult for everyone involved. And I don't know, it's just a terrible situation. Yet another terrible situation in a long, ever-growing list of terrible situations. But I've been talking for way too long. So I'm going to go continue on working on my commentary piece that I'm planning for this weekend. And maybe play some video games and hope that whoever he is, the 36-year-old man in critical condition, I hope that he makes it. I hope that he gets better. I do. And I'll continue to update things on Twitter and on my Discord. And I always link those down in the description of every video. It's on the automatic settings in YouTube, so it's literally on every video. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter or, join the conversation on Discord, you're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, I suppose that's all I've got. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me ramble on nonsensically for nearly 20 minutes. I do appreciate it. Once again, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.